Hello, and welcome. We have ourselves a very tough game today against Martin Uppity from the Czech Republic. So let's play with focus, let's play with some discipline and passion. King's Indian defense. And we're getting our perfect setup, the H3 setup, which I'm very comfortable with. But this is a 2300 level player, so we're going to see some 2300 level King's Indian ideas. Now, most people play this kind of setup, but he's gone but a very early knight h5. I do think it looks a bit peculiar. It's basically going to play, he's basically threatening to play f5 right away. He's smelled what my whole idea is, and he's stopping that early. So I have to be willing to change the structure of my own plan. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite him into the mess, and it is in any way doing something about hindering that. I can always capture here, which at least exposes his king somewhat. Uh, Although I could play bishop d3 too, and if he captures it, it's not a huge concession from him actually. This is also a possibility, just attacking the knight, inviting him to play a move like this. We've been a bit slow so far in the opening, but it is a 5-minute game. And all the good players take their time in the opening. Okay, I was not expecting this because it feels like don't you lose a pawn. It feels like don't you lose a pawn, but maybe he has compensation and he's thought it through. I'm just not so convinced. I mean, that is a great bishop of mine, so it's not ideal to lose it. We have to watch out for this knight check. Yeah, you got to be very careful here. This is tough position actually. Very, very tough position to play. All my pieces are too loose, you see. This is 2300 level chess. I do see that now. I do see it now. Yeah, I've just been totally scattered. Excellent play. Really not sure what to do. Feels like no matter what I do, I'm losing something or the other. Could have the knight in here in case he does rook check. Okay, let's try to just... This queen was just too much in the firing line, you see. This bishop was planning to come here and pin my queen to the king. Now, at least our king could potentially slide away or something. Okay. So we've survived or seem to have survived the scariest part of the storm. But the war is still raging on. The storm is definitely still raging on here. And there's no time to rest yet. He can't capture here because this just opens up my whole game. So he's not going to do that. That's good. It blunts his bishop. Uh, what should we do? We should try to maybe get the rook here. I think that's the least we should do, is try to just challenge that open file a bit. Uh, possibly bishop here and allow a trade. Maybe it's not so bad. Okay, maybe now we have to do that because there's no other choice. The time equation is slowly equalizing, and now he's coming in with a different infiltration angle. We have to think. The knights are good defenders. The king should be safe as long as these knights are around. But he's managed to. We're gonna turn the tables on him a little bit here. We're turning the tables a little bit in the sense that we are inviting our own attacking prospects. Of course, he's quick to deny that, but we are here to really attack fiercely. Now he's played a certain style, and you know, well, he's cleaning it up. He's cleaning it up professionally here. Okay, gotta be careful here not to get mated all of a sudden. That would be embarrassing. But it is possible, and he can't just simply capture here, too. That move is planning a mate here. He's maintaining the intensity of his play, but when is he going to capture him? He's still not capturing there. Now we will do it. And now we're gonna. How do we play here? Let's give him a check. Let's throw the knight out. He can't take it because of the queen mate threat. So he's going to play the rook here. I don't know. This is super scary now. Threatening mate in one right there. We have a good tank, but he has a way to trades off material. Now this knight is a sitting duck at the moment. And we're down to the last 20 seconds. They're not going to make it. They're going to make it, man. Do I have a last minute miracle blow? I don't think so. Well, anyway, it was a good fight, a good battle. Oh, that's a blunder. Not expecting that, or is it just like so convincing that even if he blunders, he knows he's won it. Okay. It might have been drawable. I'm not sure, but anyway, it was a good game. We can appreciate losing to a top-rated player. And let's see what was the performance. A really really shit game from both sides. That's good. It means that I made it difficult for him somehow. That's what I'm taking away as a positive. But let's see the opening. So he played a very interesting knight h5 early on, and I should have just been more tepid in my response. Yes, that's obviously the right move. It wasn't on my radar. But that was basically the structural adjustment I needed to make here. This, I thought he's losing a pawn, but you see, herein lies the good understanding of the game, understanding that the pieces and the control of squares trumps material advantage. And here I'm just holding on to material, really, but I'm leaving myself very vulnerable, and he is exploiting that with very sharp, pointed moves. I managed to hold on, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. And, well, at the end of the day, we had a real shootout. And I have to commend my opponent for playing with the kind of attacking spirit that he did. This move did left me off the hook, and so did this one. And here's my chance to strike back, but I failed. Shouldn't I just capture this? Should I just capture this with the pawn? I played the right move, and he made a mistake. I'm in the lead. I play a great move, so everything's working out just fine here until I don't do the obvious move of bringing the other rook in. And here's where I lost it. Should just brought the other rook in, but I couldn't see what would the other rook even do, because his bishops seem to have covered the whole action so well. So yeah, I just didn't get it because the tactics were too difficult for me. The tactics were too difficult for me. I couldn't see how this is like super powerful. Rook a g1, and as I look at this, we see what kind of responses the computer can have. Rook f7 is the top line, but let's just say the very human move. And even with this human move, queen g7 check. That's the clincher. That's the clincher which you got to be able to see. Brilliant move. And it forces him here. So you've traded a queen for a rook, but you're getting this other check and getting this other rook. So now you're two rooks for a queen, but he still takes this, and then you just hide the rook back home. Two rooks for a queen. So I mean, even this position is not like so amazing for white on the surface, but it is, I guess. Very tough game, very tough game. You have to be very advanced to play like these guys, man. Okay. So, having blundered it, and had now my last chance, and the last chance here is to now trade off the queens and go into a slightly losing endgame where you can hope for a draw. But of course, we went for the win because we're champions in our own right, and yeah, this is not great. Not great. Not great. Yeah, this is difficult from this point onwards. Not much to play for, but he misses. He missed it, and then of course we had already run out of time here. We had already run out of time, so that was all we had time for. But yeah, what a game! What a game! Glad you enjoyed.